20 years ago, the September 11th attacks left a hole in the hearts of the LA Kings family. Kings scouts Mark Bavis and Garnet Ace Bailey died aboard United Flight 175. Their legacy, though, was never forgotten. Laura Diaz showing us how the organization honors their memories all these years later.
It's always been about, let's make sure we never forget.
Today, Luc Robitaille is president of the LA Kings, a retired hockey legend.
What a goal! The Kings win!
But back in September 2001, Robitaille, the player, learned that 9/11 would become a painful personal story for him and for the LA Kings. The events unfolding on live television.
When it happened, we were devastated because you never think you're going to have someone you know that's part of this when you watch it.
King scout Garnet Ace Bailey and Mark Bavis were aboard United Flight 175 from Boston. The plane hit the South Tower, taking everyone. 53-year-old Bailey, a former NHL star and Stanley Cup champion, had risen to director of scouting for the Kings.
Ace was tough. He was a leader. Ace Bailey took care of everyone, was the guy that, hugged everyone, made everyone laugh, remember everyone's name.
31-year-old Bavis had just started his scouting career with the Kings, but was already dazzling his bosses.
Mark, he was always thinking of coming up with new ideas, so it would have been interesting to see what he would have come up with.
There was one very special moment that did so much to help heal the hurt of the loss of Bailey and Bavis. It came with no fanfare. 11 years after 9/11, and with only a few photos. October 2012, after the Kings won it all, some of the team executives took the Stanley Cup to Ground Zero. They invited the families of Ace and Mark to join them. You can imagine the emotion that day.
So they had the idea to bring the cup there, and they brought both families. So Ace's wife is there and Mark's family's there. From the time that everyone took it there, they were really touched. It's never easy to go back.
We looked at images from Ground Zero with Luc Robitaille recently. There Luc is with sports executive Tim Leiweke in 2012. The two men tracing the etched names of their late friends with their hands at the Ground Zero Memorial.
When you go there and you see it, it's overwhelming. You start seeing all the names around, and then you're looking, and it just seemed to be so many names. That's what I remember. When we saw Mark and Ace's name, it was like, just hit us.
The spirit of Ace Bailey lives on in a very quirky way. I don't think it's widely known that the team's sassy mascot Bailey is named after Ace. Turns out to be a perfect way to remember him.
What do we do with the mascot? It's important that the mascot has a meaning. At the time, we were going to call the mascot Ace. But there was another mascot in Toronto, I think it was the Blue Jays, that was called Ace, so then we realized we couldn't do it. So we were lucky there was no mascot called Bailey, so we called it Bailey.
Life goes on for the LA Kings. It must. There's always a new season around the corner. And plans are being made to enjoy the ice rink here at the Promenade at the Peninsula in Rolling Hills Estates. But it's touching to see the lengths this team has taken to keep the memories of their two scouts alive. For the last 20 years, every game, the players take the ice wearing helmets with the names Ace and Mark proudly displayed.
Every player that wears the Kings uniform, that puts on that helmet, should understand that these two guys were part of us. They're part of our family.
Wow, what a story. That was Laura Diaz reporting for us. In addition to the families making the trek to Ground Zero, some of the Kings team members have paid their respects there as well. And it's amazing to think about this, but many of the team members weren't even born in 2001. They're now the players on the Kings.
Well, I'm thinking of Luc Robitaille being a player back then and how much leadership he brings to that team with all of this insight and this knowledge and this memory. He can really tell the story to the younger guys about why Bailey matters so much.
Yeah, and by the way, Bailey's a great mascot.
Yeah,
so much fun if you're out there at the Kings games. All right, so we are going to be airing a live special edition of Good Day LA this Saturday to commemorate 20 years since the attacks. It's going to start at 6 a.m. on our sister station, KCOP Channel 13.